Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Diane Desiel, and today, before presenting my video, I'm going to thank you for your support. I just got my plate for over 100,000 subscribers. Thanks to all of you. The next thing is that I did answer to a lot of people asking me for the pattern of the drape bodice that I show in my dolman sleeve video. It's now available in my Etsy boutique. It is the fastest top you could do, so if you have a little last minute project for the holiday, that's the perfect project for you. In today's video, I'm going to present you most of my pressing tool, and I have a little contest I'll explain a little later. So you could win a clapper just like this one. The boutique Cottage Lane just sent me two of them. One is for myself and the other one I'll be happy to send it to you. You just have to participate to my little contest. To start, just a little word about my tiny ironing board. I use it much more often than the big one because you could easily install it on a little table. Second of all, you could easily fold it and hang it just like your garment. The next one is the tiny sleeve ironing board. It is usually two-sided, a smaller one and a larger one. And you use it, of course, to iron your sleeve, but also all the tiny plates that you have to press. Now my wooden clapper, I have two of them, one that I made myself. And if you do want to make your clapper yourself, it's okay. It's just pieces of wood. But make sure that you use the heavier wood that you could find because it is to keep your pressing flat. So it needs some weight. So I do have that big one that you could use as a clapper, but also for pressing the corners on pocket and on collars. And I just got that tiny one, the one that I'm giving away in the contest. It comes from the boutique Cottage Lane. Very well done. They added an inch ruler on the side, very easy to grab, and on top you have that tiny little pin cushion. You see me using a clapper in my video when I show you the pleating tool. You usually put these tools over your fabric after you press, and you leave them on until it's cold. The advantage of the wood is that it grabs the humidity so your fabric dries faster. Now a last little wooden tool, it's my collar, a point turner. You know, when you want to push the corner of a collar or a pocket, sometimes you take whatever you have on hands, scissors or something pointy, and you push in the corner. And most probably it just went through and ruined your corner. With this little tool, it never happened. It's much more gentle, so you could push and you could even leave it there to give a little press. Again, the wood will absorb the humidity, so it makes your pressing much faster. Now my hard cushion, we usually call them ham because of the shape. You could see here different size, but only one is okay. They're usually covered with wool on top and cotton on the other side. They're kind of heavy because they have wood rip inside. And we use them to steam the head of the sleeve or the princess line at the bust area. My next hard cushion is the elongated one. That one is very useful when your sleeve is already sewn and you want to press your seam allowance, so you could easily put it inside. It's also perfect to press the seam allowance inside the leg. You could easily slip it inside. Now I wanted to talk about my arm. You saw me in another video doing the assemble of that arm. I think if you don't have the elongated hard cushion, you could use your arm instead for your pressing. It's very easy to put it inside and press the seam of your sleeve or the seam of your leg of pants. Now a last little hard cushion that I forgot. It's my little mitten. It does pretty much the same thing as the ham, but this one you could put your hand inside and do your pressing vertical if you need to. This one I did it myself. It's pretty easy to find the pattern online, and it's filled with wood rip also. Now the next thing is my little pressing cloth. This one is done in mesh. You could find it for $1 or $2. I use it very often for my pressing because when you have to keep the iron very hot temperature to iron, sometimes you could damage your fabric, burn it. And if you place this over your fabric before ironing, it's going to protect your fabric. You could still see through, but the little mesh create a little distance between your fabric and the iron, so it does protect it. If you don't have this mesh, you could also use a piece of synthetic organza. Usually it does pretty much the same thing. You still see through, and it does protect your fabric. Finally, my pressing stick. I use them to press the seam allowance on loops. The pack came with different sizes like that. You use the one corresponding to the width of your loop. You could slide it inside and do the pressing of the seam allowance. Each of them, they have little holes, so you could also use them to pass cord or elastic. Now the little contest to win this little clapper, what I'm going to ask you is go to my Etsy boutique, write me a message saying that you want to participate in the contest, and attach an image of one of your projects into your email. The project could be finished or not, and I'll take all the names that I get from now until the 1st of January 2020, and I will draw one name, and to the winner I will write a little note so you could send me your address, and I will send you this little clapper. That's it for today. I hope you'll enjoy. Thanks for watching, and I see you next time.